sitting here with Levi Jones, one of my favorite wrestling coaches. Levi, tell me a little bit about what you're doing in the Valley. You've got a whole bunch of youth wrestlers, your practices are always packed. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so, I would say, it was about a couple years ago, Boise State, 6 years ago now, Boise State dropped program, and life kind of shifted, and I had to, figure out the direction I was going to go, and at some point I just decided to go all in for wrestling, which is why we call everything that I do now and create now all in. Eventually we got to the point where we started the academy, and the philosophy really there is serve with love and love to serve. And the main reason I say that is because my entire life I look back at, and when I think about making an impact in kids' lives through the sport of wrestling, I think about the people that served me, and most of the time it was just with an unwavering amount of love and desire to serve and give kids, their best, regardless of what level they were at, beginner or expert. And I think with our academy now, we're starting to see, we're just in year 2, but we're starting to see that, kids that are just beginners are making big jumps, and kids that are, higher level are accelerating and learning at faster rates. And I think a big reason is because we're working on serving them with love and loving to serve and teaching them how to really enjoy and love the sport of wrestling.
Yeah, I love that. So as a coach for the last 8 years, when my middle son turned 5, I started coaching. Never at a level where you guys are at, but we started coaching. And I remember when we first started, it was all about how loud I can be. Can I scream at the side of the mat? Can I get my kid to hear me? Let's hoot and holler. After about a year of that, I'm like, there's got to be something different.
Yeah.
And so the kids don't learn when you're sitting there hooting and hollering and yelling at them. At the same time, when you came in and Shane started wrestling with you guys, I absolutely saw a paramount truth that says you can't teach while a kid is on the mat. When they come off, we can make adjustments, corrections. That's what the weekday is for. But on the weekends, when it's competition day, that's time for the kid to implement all week long's practice. The love that you guys are showing for the kids makes it to where they'll bend over backwards for you.
Yeah.
In my junior high team, I tell them at the beginning of the season, I say, I want your heart. You give me your heart, I'll go to bat for you guys, I'll go backwards, whatever we need to do, I've got you.
Yeah.
But you gotta give me your heart. And you'll see about 80% of them are like, oh, this coach loves me, I'm in, it's everything I want. And then the 20 that just don't understand or don't want to be there will fizzle out. And so I love it's kind of like churning butter. You've already gotten to the point where you've weeded through people that don't want that process, and the cream is rising to the top with the product that you're mixing. You're teaching the kids with love. You're teaching them that it's not about wrestling. It's teaching them about Christ. It's teaching them about love, how to be a good father, how to be a good brother, sister. Those are the things that I've absolutely loved about the product that you're putting out. And so I'm ecstatic to just step back and let you guys do what you do, because you're so talented at it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's something that we're always working on, always trying to improve. There's definitely times in my coaching where I'm just, a little bit off point or off tilt, and I think that's something that, you just are constantly observing and trying to make adjustments. Even in year 1 with the academy, I noticed, there was times where I had to really evaluate and think about what should be done from the corner. And even all the way down to like little guys wrestling. Recently we really changed the model for little guys wrestling. My 5 to 9 year olds don't even compete in competitions, and that's pretty frowned upon, from anything that you and I ever grew up with. So I think it's constantly evolving based on questioning what we're doing and why we do those things. And a lot of things we just do by nature, we do by habit, we do by this is the way we grew up, so this is the way we're going to coach from the corner.
It's passed down.
Yeah, it's passed down. And so I think for us from the corner, and especially what we're thinking is, essentially we are a motivator and an inspirer and a glorified cheerleader from that corner in the moment of a match. Yeah. But when the coaching is really to take place is in the week, practices, and then also like in individual sessions. And I think it gets misconfused that coaches that aren't like super intense or crazy yelling the whole time, that they're somehow not as motivated coaches. And that's really just not the truth. Matter of fact, I think sometimes it could be the opposite. The more pulled back you are as a coach, and it is a show of confidence that you've worked on the things that the kid needs, and you're not going to completely change anything in one moment or one instant. And so, yeah, I mean, that being said, there's a lot of hard work that has to go into place. Consistency and hard work will take place in order to get good. But the goal and the mission is not like, did you get your hand raised? It's teaching them how to be a champion on and off the mat. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like whether their hand was raised or not, they're learning what it's like to do life right. Period.
How to lose as a champion.
Yeah. I mean, understanding that when they lose a match, they're learning and they're growing, and they come off the mat just different when they have that mindset. Like it doesn't just break them down, or a victory doesn't just like make them go off the chart celebration. Like they're excited for their hard work to pay off, and it hurts when their hard work doesn't pay off. But they have a different perspective. They're just excited to learn the art, and if they're young, they got a long time to paint their canvas. And you know, if to be a good artist, it takes a lot of time and practice on the details. And so, you know, just teaching them that nothing has to happen right now. Like it's a long journey. Like someday if you miss your shot at an Olympic gold medal, like I'm gonna understand if you make it a big deal and it hurts really bad. But right now we're, you know, young kids, and we're setting them up for success. So
there's no college scouts in the middle school and elementary school tournaments waiting to see who they're gonna sign.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody that got recruited because they were a Tulsa national champion. That being said, there's a few that, you know, succeed at a young age and continue to do really well at an older age. But I think that is few and far apart.
I agree.
I think the guys that really do well are guys that just fall in love with the sport and they never stop learning. And they might only be a one-time state champ or a two-time state champ, but by the time they hit college, they're beating 3- and 4-time and national champions, and because they never stopped growing. They never stopped on that growth curve.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you sitting down with me. Let's do it again. We'll talk more about wrestling and plans and what you've got going on. We're coming to you from the Silver Ridge Studios. Love having local entrepreneurs and owners and coaches just like yourself. So appreciate all you do for the kids.
Love it. Yeah, I'm glad I got to be here. Check out the studio. You know, hopefully other business people and entrepreneurs and coaches get to use this space.
Perfect. I love it. Hey, look for your Levi's summer camps. Look for All In Wrestling Academy. What's your website? How do they find you?
Yeah, allinwrestlingacademy.com. That's a great place to find out about the Wrestling Academy, especially if you're local here. And if you're around the Pacific Northwest, then you ought to check out our wrestling camps, KICintensive.com.
Dude, that's awesome. Don't forget, look at Facebook. He does daily inspirationals, quotes, and I absolutely love the perspective. So, thanks. Have a great day, guys.